Hi.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to Live at 5.
Well, Angelic Activations live at 5. Today we're going to be talking about and discussing ways that the angels help us to manifest. Okay, so what we're going to do, just whilst people are jumping on, I am going to do a little bit of light language. And you've shared, you can see it, can't you, Mother?
Yeah.
So this is my lovely mother. Hi, Mother.
Hi, daughter.
Claire, who is an
Amy.
angelic medium. So I'm just gonna type up while people are joining. So angelic activations with Amy and Claire, so people know what it's about. Ways that the angels help us to manifest. So please, if you're watching this later on, or you're watching this now, let us know you're watching. Leave us a little heart below. Leave us a little angel. Let us know about any stories where the angels have helped you to manifest, or you feel that you've had some sort of angelic intervention. So to answer Natasha's question, she's put on our thing, why don't you put it on a podcast too? I am putting all of these on my YouTube, which is Activation Amy. So at some point in the future, I will probably look at doing, making some sort of podcast effort. Right now, with everything else that I'm doing, it's just another technological thing to think about, because I'm doing a lot of stuff right now, which is super exciting, which I'll be telling you about in a little while. So it seems like another thing. I have thought about it before. I will probably do it, and it'll be something along the lines of just putting it on YouTube the way that I have been doing, and then adding it on some sort of podcast platform. But like I say, at the minute it's another thing to think about. If you're watching later on YouTube, hello. Okay, so hi Deborah. I don't know if I like the angle of this camera today. I feel like my head looks strange. I don't know. I just feel like I look weird.
Fine.
No, I feel like I look weird. I feel like my head looks a weird shape today. It's not about me, is it, though? It's not about me. It's about you lot and the angels. No, I just feel like I look weird. I think it's because my hair's straight. Like, I swear to God, I feel like it was in a different place last time, but never mind. Hi, Karen. Hi, Deborah. Let us know if you're watching later on, and pop us a little heart below. Okay, so I'm going to start off by calling in the energies, by calling in the angels today. And the way that I'm going to do that is by using light language, by calling them in using light codes. I've had too much coffee today, so my energy's a bit like, it's like I want to speak 10 times more fast than what my actual brain is thinking. So I need to call in the energies and just drop into here a little bit more, and just be a little bit more present and a little bit more calm.
Some deep breaths.
Yeah, I feel like I'm talking really fast. Okay, so if you're watching this now or later, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes just to be present. Just bringing your energy, bringing your focus into your heart. Imagining that your heart is expanding outwards as a beautiful white light. It's expanding and unfolding. And that as this happens, you can feel yourself becoming calmer, becoming more centered, feeling more balanced, feeling more energized, feeling more present. And we're just going to connect our heart spaces, call in the angelics and ask them to speak through us today, allowing us to be the channel, allowing us to be the vessel of whatever needs to come through today for anyone watching or at any other point. Kunaya hesi imahia e, ukeahia e. Kutea hasutera hakankai sho e, shimahia na iwa ia e. Kia la harakote sha e na waisi e. Sima entai sho ha e. Yina ia e. ku araha senya e ni inuku entasha imma sanna wokura shahia e. Taking a few deep breaths, just breathing through these light codes, breathing in these light codes, allowing this activation of your energy, of anything that needs to be received today, knowing that it will unfold in your life in miraculous ways over the coming days, weeks, months, and even years. Okay, so welcome. So for those of you that don't know, my name is Amy. I am a light language activation guide and a manifestation mentor for spiritual business owners. This is my lovely mother, who is, what are you, mother?
I am an angel medium and also an angelic Reiki master and healer and teacher as well. So
Yeah.
that's me. My name is Claire.
So just while we're waiting for a few more people to hop on, I'm just going to say a little bit about what it is that we do and what we've got on offer, what we've got going on at the minute. So myself, I do have an amazing space called the Light Language Training Academy. It is for channels that are wanting to activate and develop their light language on an ongoing basis in an amazing community of spiritual beings, heart-centered souls that are on the same journey. And at the minute there is an offer on that. I will just post that in the comments. I am also creating something for spiritual business owners or people that want to have their own spiritual business, okay, that are in a 9-to-5 job and want to have a full-time, successful, abundant spiritual business. So if this is you, then do send me a message or leave me a comment in the comments below, because I am in the process of creating this. It is going to be amazing. It is self-guided, but it is going to be super powerful, because I know a lot of people are resistant to self-guided, but I do have to say, out of everything and everybody that I've worked with over the past few years, the self-guided content that I've consumed online has been the most powerful, the most transformative. And the reason why I'm now doing it is because it helps you to reprogram your mind through the power of repetition. Okay, and so there's going to be so much content in there on exactly what to do, on how to leave a 9-to-5 and to manifest a business, manifest clients, all of that. So if this is you want to know more about that, do leave me a little comment. It's not ready yet. When it's ready, I'll get in touch with the full details. There will be options to work with me one-to-one as well, if you wish.
Okay, brilliant. So that's Amy. So what I'm doing at the moment is I am giving readings, anyone who wants a reading. And I do these in my home here, or they can be done on Zoom or by phone even. Each one is as powerful as the next. So my readings are two-part. The first part is a sitting, and the sitting can last up to an hour. Each sitting is different. And I find now that many messages will come forward during the sitting, and this is to bring spirit forward, those who have passed, to bring them forward with messages from your loved ones. And then we do a bit of a tarot reading. But I always find now that most of the messages have come forward. But the idea of tarot is it's more on the psychic side, so it can give more insights into your everyday life, if you like. So the other things I'm doing is angelic Reiki. So I'm doing healings here at home in person, healings over the internet, or healings, distance healing. Also, at the moment I have a weekend workshop coming out. It's out on the 23rd and the 24th of March. And this is for anyone who is able to get to Manchester, to Middleton. And I am teaching how to do these Rider-Waite cards. So when I first started using them years ago, I found that it improved my mediumship massively, because when you're doing them, yes, you've got knowledge of the cards, but they're very, very intuitive readings. So I found that it took me from here to here. So they are amazing. It'll be a fun weekend, but also for those who can't get to Manchester and who would prefer a one-to-one, I am doing one-to-one. It's a 6-week course. Or It can be tailored to your needs. And anyone who doesn't want to work with others, I'm quite willing to do one-to-one in your own time as well. So that's pretty much me.
Yay. Right, okay. So, again, you know, if you just want to follow my mum, then you can find out more about that, or send her a message, Claire Lost It, Angel Medium. So, I'm just trying to share it to my groups as well. We're going to talk tonight about how the angels help us to manifest, okay? So, the angels are super powerful at helping you to manifest. And the reason why is because they help you to drop into a state of surrender. And this is one of the biggest parts about manifestation that a lot of people actually struggle with. So we can do all of the inner work, looking at the limiting beliefs and all of that. So what I mean by that is just really monitoring your thoughts, focusing on where your thoughts are going, focusing your energy, focusing your intention. But then there can be a part where, you know, it's time to actually let go and to actually receive. And I believe that it is the angels that help us with that. So manifestation is a co-creation between yourself and source, knowing that you are a being of source, you are a divine spark that is made up of source, you are source incarnate in human form. So it's a co-creation between you and the creator, okay? But the angels help us to bring the manifestation to us. So when you start to work with them, it helps you to bring it into physical being more quickly, right? Because the angels are the, let's say, bridge between source and the physical, right? The physical reality. Do you have things to say, Mother?
You know, I've always got things to say, Amy. So things that are coming to mind, because as anyone who watches us or knows about us, we don't really plan these. They just come to us as we're talking. So Amy's talking about the angels, which is absolutely right. So the angels have specific purposes. The archangels have specific purposes that can help you in your life. So for instance, if you wanted to manifest love into your life, we can bring in Archangel Chamuel, and we can bring in Archangel Raphael, because it might be that you need healing around love, but he would like, or that's a part of your life that needs putting right, because maybe loneliness. So we bring in Archangel Raphael to help to heal that part of your life and to bring in love. So if we learn more about the archangels, you'll start to understand that they have specific purpose in different directions in your life. But as always, I always feel that the guardian angels don't get talked about enough, because your guardian angel knows everything about you and every single need that you want, or that you need in your life. So my guardian angel I talk to every day, more often than I talk to anybody else, I think, because wherever I am, I'm talking to the angels. So my guardian angel is my first port of call, if you like, in manifestation. But I thought what we'd do today is it okay just to give a couple of little references, Amy?
Yeah.
So the first thing that came to mind was when I first heard about manifestation, I just didn't know what the earth it was. And then when I started to learn, it means basically that we can manifest good things into our lives, that we have some control over our lives, especially the areas that need healing. But, you know, it's okay, because that was a question I asked myself in the beginning as well. Is it okay to want better things for myself? And this belief came about over years, is always putting myself last. And I believe it comes back from being brought up back in the day. I can only call it in the day. Everything's changing now, but being brought up in a Catholic situation where you had to be humble all the time.
Yeah.
And put everybody else first.
So good.
So I had to relearn this, that actually for me to be able to help others, I have to be whole, healthy and healed. And if there's an aspect in my life where there is lack, this is where manifestation can bring those things which is important to use them to bring those things into your life, because only when you've healed your life can you then begin to really get into your spiritual path.
Can I just say something about what you've just said though? You don't, like, I get what you're saying. This is sometimes where me and my mum like, I get what you're saying, but you don't need to be a complete, like, because I want to just put it into context, because some people think that, and this is another side of manifestation, that like they've not done enough inner work, that that, you know, yes, healing, but you're always on a path. Healing for me means growth, right? And we're always on that path of like healing and growth. It's not healing because I am not whole, because you are whole right now. You're worthy now. You're ready now. You're deserving now. And it's more that this like aspect of us, these thoughts, are just what need to be redirected, and that's like the healing that's the way that I see it. It's not that your whole life needs to be perfect in order for you to receive. It's that you get to receive now because you are worthy now, because you are ready now, and then you take the actions, the aligned actions from that place to manifest in whatever you want. You can go again.
That's perfect. It's just knocked me off a little strain there, but
sorry.
But no, it's fine. So I was going to give you a couple of examples. So when I first, obviously going back to when I first learned about manifestation, it's actually important to test everything. Everything, you can question anything. It's important that you do as your spiritual growth to question things. So I began really small and thinking, a bit sceptical here, is that I can have things, you know, I can actually manifest things into reality. So I began to manifest small things like feathers, coins, and they seemed to come so quickly. And I thought, right, that's lovely, and thank you for all that, but I need to put this to further tests. So I then tried to manifest a red balloon, a very specific coloured balloon, and I visualised it coming over the fence in the garden. And guess what? Within a week, a red balloon did come out of nowhere into the garden. So I thought, oh, this is getting a bit bizarre and a bit weird and a bit scary, but I've got to find out more. So then I asked for, I haven't seen them for a very long time. You remember those cars with the 3 wheels, the Reliant Robins? I thought, I want to see.
Yeah, it makes you think of Del Boy.
I want to see a Reliant
independent
Robin.
traders.
And it had to be a pale blue Reliant Robin. So I was very, very specific. So I thought about it every day. That's part of it. And then to have faith that it will turn up. And you know what? 2 weeks later, a Reliant Robin. I was just, you know, not even looking for it. I just happened to gaze out the window, and guess what was pulled up outside my house? A blue Reliant Robin. So as time went on, I'm thinking, it's getting a bit mad, this. So I then thought, right, okay, I'm going to manifest a £20 note. I thought, it can't come in shopping, it's just got to come randomly. So within a month, my uncle, bless him, he sent me a message saying, this is from the universe, and it was a card with a £20 note in. And I'm thinking, wow, my life is just going from one end of bizarre to another. So then I started to use it to manifest good things into my life. And I remember at the time I was going through probably the divorce, but I had a bill for £409 to pay, and I had no money whatsoever to pay this. And I thought, right, I really need help with this, angels. So I believed, because I had all this faith now, with all these things happening to me, that this bill would be paid. So the bill came in, and I had 1 month to pay it. 2 weeks later, I received a tax rebate for £407. And because I'd had all this before and my faith was enormous, I opened it up and I just went, wow, angels, it's £2 short. And in my head, you know, the angels speak to me through in my head, and sometimes audibly, but what I heard very distinctly, look in your wage slip. So I had a wage slip at the time. I looked at the wage slip, and I had £2 extra in the wages, which came to £409, and it was so exact that at that point I just thought, I can't question this anymore. This is just, So yeah, it was amazing to have that. So that's just a couple of examples. I mean, Amy and I have manifested a house, we've manifested all sorts in our life and continue to manifest. Now, I do feel at this point, I do need to say what's happening in the world at the moment. It is so important. You know, there's so many people opening up, and it is for a specific purpose. And that purpose is eventually, I believe, that we will all become clairvoyants and clairaudience and able to hear, and telepathy, I believe, in years to come. Well, all of us will. And this is because we now have the responsibility to manifest a better world. But it's important that we start with manifesting a better world for us, for individuals. But then the angels also taught me that when I make my life better, I am also healing part of the world. And I questioned this, and I thought, you know what? I think I finally understand it. Because we have to have this knowledge of how to manifest. And once we start to understand it, we start to extend it out to one another, to heal others, to manifest things for other people, and to manifest a better world, better weather, more stability. We can do this. It all things, and when we're all eventually of one mind, which we will be in many generations' time, probably not in my generation, I'd love to think it, but eventually this will happen.
The angels are just confirming it then, because I just seen like there was some interference and the screen was like going green, and I've never go green before like that. Did anyone else see that? Let us know if you saw it, if you saw the green. It's pretty mad.
Raphael. Yeah, really.
So yeah, waiting for live video signal. The internet's been fine all day, like, but obviously it does now.
I think it does this just to keep us on our toes.
I know, yeah.
It is interference.
Yeah.
So if anybody...
Yeah, big glitch.
Big glitch.
Yeah,
amazing,
there was.
Isn't it?
There was,
so
she said that.
It all started with manifesting a red balloon for me, and it just went on and on and on and on and on. So I also just remembered one thing I would like to say that I manifested, which was rather bizarre, but I needed to know, was I a healer? And I needed the angels to tell me very specifically, without any shadow of a doubt, because one of the things that I like to say to them now is I want something now. I don't want wishy-washy things. I want to know absolute answers. So the absolute answer that I wanted was... I wanted a feather, but I wanted a green one. And I drew it on a piece of paper. And it was a specific size, and I coloured it green. And within a month, I was given, believe it or not, this feather in a hat on St. Patrick's Day. There it was. And when I got it home, and I didn't even know it was on the hat, my friend just placed it on my head, St. Patrick's Day. I took the feather off, and I put it onto the picture, and to the millimetre it was exactly the same size and width. So I knew without a doubt that this is beyond a joke now. It's like, this is incredible, really incredible. So anyone got any questions? Because we do like this to be interactive and have questions as well.
Yeah, like, I just want to say as well, like, I feel what the angels do and what they really do help people with when it comes to manifestation is they help with the faith aspect. Because I know a lot of people have resistance to, like, God, or they can, you know, sometimes there's that, like, disconnect between ourselves and, like, the divine or source. But what I feel like the angels do is... they help us to really just to feel the love that, like, source or the divine or God has for us. And because a lot of people have had struggles with, like, religion and stuff like that. I know we definitely have, like, massively. That's not something I'm going to go into today, though, because that's a whole nother live stream. But, like, the angelic energy is obviously very high dimensional light energy that helps people to bring in that faith and surrender, like, aspect that comes with manifestation that is so often missed or not talked about, because you know, we're taught that you've got to make things happen, you know, you've got to hustle, you've got to work really hard. And yes, there's working hard, but there's working hard from a place of joy, and you know, like there's healthy pressure and not doing things because you feel like you have to do them or like you're going to die, or you're doing it from a place of survival. And when we just go, right, no, I've actually done what I needed to do now, I'm going to give it up, angels, to you. So manifestation is never about not taking action. There's definitely action involved, right? But it's like, and I guess it depends on what it is that you manifest in, you could argue, but let's just say for me, what I teach is spiritual business mentoring, okay? So nobody's going to know about what you do if you don't tell them, if you don't tell people, right, in the way that we're talking about what we do, and we're giving our gifts and we're sharing what the knowledge that we have. But then like, it's like, right, well, we trust then that we're going to be supported, and we give that up to the angels. So this can go so many other ways. So like with a relationship, for example, you could be like, right, I've been single for however many years, I really don't want to be single anymore, it's now time for me to manifest somebody. Angels, you're going to give me the actions to take, right? So for example, you might get invited to some sort of gathering, you might feel inspired to go to the shop for some reason, you might, do you know what I mean? There's infinite ways. There's going to be action somewhere that you're going to take, but it's more like of a download that's like, it's a download, right? Yeah. So it's a feeling, yeah? It's like a feeling of inspiration, and the angels help with that download, right? And so this is what the light codes do as well, because they raise your frequency, which means the angels and guides and whoever are able to, high dimensional light beings, are then able to communicate with you, able to receive the information as to what it is to do in order to manifest something. Okay, yeah, so I think that covers it, doesn't it?
It does. There's just one more thing I'd like to say is, with me, and I don't know if Amy has the same thing, but I always find the angels will tell me in different ways that it's on its way. So that's usually, if I'm thinking about this thing that I'm trying to manifest, I will suddenly have a synchronicity in numbers, or through, we've talked about this many times, is the television will talk to you, all kinds of things. You'll suddenly have a dream. If it's a house you're trying to manifest, you'll suddenly have a dream of a house. So these are all signs that we understand, we're working with you, it's on its way.
Yeah.
So look out for those signs as well, that you, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest is on its way.
But don't make the signs mean that it's not coming either, because this is another thing that people do, which is, right, so signs do not precede, as in you don't give power to the signs. The signs are more like confirmations
from the angels
that you are in alignment, right? So the more that you access these, like, let's say, higher states of consciousness, so you'll know that in your feelings, you'll know that, you know, in, you know, how quickly ideas are coming through and things like that, then you will have lots and lots and lots and lots of synchronicities, right? But if you're not having them, don't make it mean anything either, because what can then happen is, like, you'll be looking for them, right? It's not something that you look for. It's just that what's happening is your consciousness is starting to integrate or decode the information that is around you, and the angels are helping you to do that, right? So it means that it's coming into your physical reality. That's why you're receiving more and more signs, okay? Because it's like all the time now, isn't it, for us? We're just like, oh yeah, it's like it's that normal, like it's not even a thing, like it's just how it is.
I'll give an example of a sign and what the sign might look like. So if you're trying to manifest a new home, you want to move house, somebody down the road might suddenly sell theirs, or a friend might say, oh, I'm moving, and you might get the down feeling, thinking, oh, well, if you're moving, that means I can't. The universe, it's a sign to say that it's on its way.
It's on its way.
It's on its way. So
you
don't need to feel jealous.
You
don't need to feel anything. You just need to think, oh my gosh, thank you, angels. This means that's a sign that I'm next.
Yeah.
So it's as simple as that. I think a good thing, I always, you know, I do like to meditate, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to sit down with a lighted candle for half an hour, because meditation can come in many forms. But I think if there is something you're deliberately trying to manifest, it is nice just to sit down and take time for yourself and just to think about those things and to concentrate on those things. But, you know, one thing we haven't talked about is another really good way to bring these things to pass is everything starts with gratitude. So it's being grateful for the things that you have first as well. It's so important to bring gratitude into everything.
And sending gratitude ahead of time for what hasn't actually physically come into your manifestation yet is one of the most powerful ways that you can bring it in quicker, because you're like, oh my God, because what if you had just received your manifestation, how would you feel and what would you be thinking? Well, it'd be like, and I've done this so many times for like manifesting clients, it's like, oh my God, it happened. It's, oh my God, it worked. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, it just happened. Oh my God, it just happened. Right? But you're not going to be thinking that all of the time. Just spend time throughout the day going, oh my God, do you know what I mean? Being in that energy tricks your consciousness, your mind. You're reprogramming your mind every time you do that into a state of gratitude to say, you have it now. And that's part of quantum manifestation. So if you want, thank you, angels, right? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now that I've received this. So being present and saying thank you for what you have now, really important, because then you're not expressing any dissatisfaction, which takes you out of resistance, okay? And also expressing gratitude, feeling gratitude, being in the energy of gratitude for what you're calling in. So asking it is given. We're not asking from a place of this has to happen or I'm not going to be able to pay my bills, right? No, it's not that. It's, oh my God, thank you so much. This has happened. I'm so grateful that it's happened. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just cultivate that energy in your body and, you know, imagine your angels there. You're celebrating with your angels. It's already happened.
Perfect. Shall we just look at some of the comments, Amy?
Yeah. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Karen, I have ringing in my ears sometimes at night. Yeah, I mean, that definitely, I definitely get like, it happens a lot, and it's, I feel like the difference between the ringing when it's, I'm not even going to say it, like, because I'm not medically informed enough about this, but I'll tell you what I think when it's the angels, what it's like for me. I'll be thinking about something and it'll be an idea, or I'll be thinking about something spiritual, and in the same way that there was interference before on the screen with what we were talking about, it's like there'll be interference in the energetic frequencies around you, and all of a sudden there'll be this loud ringing, and I'll have it to the point where I'm like, oh, like, and it's like a confirmation, and it'll be on one side, and I'll be like, I'll ask them to please take it away, and it will go away, right? If it's like a constant thing, then I think that's more of like it's tinnitus, isn't it? Yeah. But that's how it happens for me. It's like they're going, yes, do this, do that. What you've just thought there is in alignment, right? So feel into that, see if that's, you know, let me know if for anyone else, is that how it works for you? But that's what I've noticed.
Yeah, I think with your body, you know, you can go hot, you can go cold, and that's, you know, taking menopause out and past all that. But they do like to use your body. You might feel a sudden touch, a sudden sensation, especially in your hair. Angels do like to mess with your hair, just rub your hair a little bit. So yeah, anything like that.
Yeah, like, I don't really know. I've definitely had stuff before, like when I was doing mediumship development where things were touching me, like messing with me and that. I've not really had that for a while.
Have you not?
No, I don't really get that so much anymore. But
do you know what I find? Every time I say, oh, that's not happened in a while.
Oh, I know, yeah. I've had like full-on things tap me on the back and things like that.
Yeah,
but it was
the spirit.
Yeah, especially like when I was when we were doing mediumship development years ago, but not really anymore. Yeah, I don't know. Do you still get that?
Well, yeah, I guess because
you work with mediums. Yeah. I feel like it's more.
I really love spirit. I think maybe that's why I'm really doing the right thing, because I really love spirit. I've been aware actually of a gentleman around me all week, just sitting watching me, So either there's a reading coming up, because, you know, this is what happens. It's as if they, you know, they've got the timing not quite right. They just, you know, they just seem to come in, and then they come back again when the person is here having a reading, or if I'm doing a Zoom reading. But this gentleman has been around for over a week now, I would say. It doesn't do anything.
What does he look like? Can you see what he looks like?
He seems elderly. He does seem elderly, but very, very kind, very gentle spirit. He's not saying an awful lot. It just seems to sit and watch. I feel like he's assessing me. Or maybe sometimes they just come to see if I know that they're there. So I haven't actually spoken to him or anything. I'm just like, oh,
hiya.
Well, yeah, but I've looked over and I thought, okay. But I'm so used to it now. I just think, right, that means there's a reading coming up. It's not unusual.
Yeah, they come and see you before the reading, don't you? Then
they
you're like,
do.
oh.
Yeah. So I can talk for a long time about what what family members are doing, all about spirit. But a recent happening made me question things, because I was making my bed one morning and a very distinct voice said, "Do you do readings?" I sort of looked round and I thought, oh my God. I thought, this is mad. Why are spirit asking me, do I do readings? So I thought, there's only one way this can be answered. I went straight to my guides and said, what's happening here? Why is spirit asking me, do I do readings? So my guide's answer was very clear. It's all, you think that you're setting it up. You decide, so I want to have a reading. But the reality is, it isn't you. It's already set up from the other side. And yes, spirit are looking for mediums. So it'd come down and say, do you do readings? Because I think, I still think they can read part of your mind. They know that I'm a medium. So I just answered, well, yeah, I do.
Do you think then that it's like this? And I think we've had this conversation before, like the spirit finds the medium and then sets up the reading with that medium and puts it into the person's head that comes to you, and then he's like, go to her.
Absolutely. 100% yes.
Right. Yeah.
I know this for a fact because I've had so many instances now, like the gentleman who's been, I feel like he's still around, who is waiting for his loved one. I think sometimes they don't quite get the timing right, or they're just assessing the situation, or they want to see what we can do. I'm not sure, but I am aware that they're around. Yeah.
Do you think like there's like an element of them assessing if you're the right medium for what it is that they want to like do or convey? Do you think there's any of that?
I fully believe that they visit us. Your loved ones in heaven, in spirit, will come and visit you. So there might be something about my energy which attracts them. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Probably because I'm communicating with spirit. It just flashed again. Did you see that then?
Oh, did it?
Just flashed. So, because I spend a lot of time communicating with spirit and communicating with the angels, I just feel like, I do try and put protection around myself and all that, but because it might be something to do with love, because I really, I love spirit world. So
yeah.
But it's interesting, that I had to question everything after that, but everything made so much sense then. It really did.
It's so interesting, isn't it? Like, to think about it from that point of view. Like, you think you're sort of setting it up and like, missing them, but they're the ones that are actually like orchestrating it all.
It's all done
behind the scenes.
Yeah. I just imagine my guide is up there with a book taking bookings. I really think that's exactly what's happening.
I love that.
Yeah, there's a big. I was shown years ago again in a vision. It was a waiting room, a doctor's surgery, and an old-fashioned one where there was a little serving hatch. And I was waiting in the waiting room, and the receptionist pulled the hatch back and called me up and said, "Claire, you're wanted." So I went to the hatch, and they said, "Look," and she moved to one side, and as I looked through this square, there was rows and rows and rows of endless, the further back I looked, there was rows of endless people waiting. And I realised this was spirit. And they said, "You're not doing your job. These people are waiting to see you." So yeah, I think of my spirit guide is taking bookings, and then when I do have a reading, the guide will step in. My beautiful spirit guide steps in and bridges between heaven and earth. Definitely. And all this is done through the guardian angels as well. And another thing I was told recently, Amy, which I haven't talked to you before about this, I've been questioning the angels, but during a healing session, I also realised that guardian angels communicate with one another. And I asked specifically, could I communicate with other people's guardian angels? And was given an answer that, yes, I can. So especially when I'm healing, I can then, because I asked, could I see people's guardian angels when they come for healings or for readings, so that I personally could communicate with them at that time. And they said yes. But you know, one thing I have learned is I didn't think of the idea. They put the idea into my head first.
Yeah, it's like a download, isn't it? That's what I feel. It's like the more that you learn to tune in with yourself, and the more that you actually ask for it and you make space for it. Yeah, and this is why I love light language so much, because this is what it does. It's like you're able to receive that information much more easily. You're able to receive that communication. But there's also an element of, I think what happens in the beginning is that a lot of people don't trust it, or they like question it, and then that kind of, without want of a better term, it like blocks it, because they'll give them an idea and then they'll go, or an insight, and they'll go, oh no, like, but I think the more that you work with people and stuff over time, you start to look at it from that kind of different perspective, don't you? Because I think it's a trusting, isn't it? It's you're building up your trust in them and in the information that you're receiving, and it's like going down the rabbit hole, so to speak. Is that the more that you work with them, the more that you're opening and you're saying yes to them and that information, and them helping you and assisting you and supporting you in your life, I would say.
And I feel like with me, it all started with manifesting a red balloon. And it came so easily. That was the thing. It came so easily.
Yeah.
So, but it's important. Like we said before, it's important, and it's okay if you do want to test this. It's fine.
Oh my God, have we talked for nearly 50 minutes? Is that how long we've been on for?
Well, you and I both know,
Stop
Amy,
it.
that we could give a whole conference.
What happened to time? We just went into an alternate universe. Like, how is that?
We can, and you know, we're well able to do conferences on this. So
wow, like I can't believe the time. Oh my God, wow, that is like some serious like quantum jumping just happened. I feel like we've been on for about 5 minutes.
I know.
We were 3 minutes late. We were 3 minutes late, but
never quite get the timing right, do we? Try.
It's always me putting my makeup on. Right.
So if she's 20 minutes late, you know she's having a bad day.
I am trying. I'm really trying. Right, okay, so thank you for joining us. If you would love to find out more about what I do, so I offer light language activation guidance. So I have an academy space, which is an amazing container for souls that are developing their light language, and it's for both beginner channelers and advanced channelers. We're all developing together, and I am in the process of working on something super exciting, which is going to be a course, a self-guided course for those that are in a 9-to-5 job or are ready to expand their business and want to have a successful, abundant, full-time business. So it's going to walk you through the steps, okay? So it's the steps that I took 2 years ago from walking away from full-time job to now doing this full-time, okay? So if you are interested in that, obviously reach out to me. It's not out yet. It will be out in a couple of weeks. And just quickly, Mum, do you want to just explain what you do?
Yeah, okay. So readings, obviously, I'm doing readings. Got availability, just ring me up or message me in some way. I'll obviously doing healings as well, Angelic Reiki healings. But I am teaching, if anyone's interested in learning all about mediumship, how to channel, but also how to read these cards. It's a set program, an easy program. And it's 2 steps, a higher level, a beginner's level and a higher level. And we go through everything, all the beauty of it, taking away all the myths, and when you do this, you will learn to channel at the same time. So as well as doing that, Angelic Reiki. Oh yes, that's that course, by the way. There is one weekend coming up, and that's the 23rd and the 24th of March. That's in the house here. That is limited spaces, but it's available in your own time as well. If you're able to get here, I can work during the week or whenever if you wanted a tailor-made program. And it's also on Zoom. We can do an online course. I am, as Amy's working on her things, I am working on developing an angel course to talk you through, you know, the archangels and what they stand for and how to use them in your life. I'm also, if you're able to get to Middleton, I am doing a Masonic Mind, Body and Spirit Fair. I will be there doing readings that day. It's the 9th and 10th of March. So there's things coming up in March for me. So it's okay if you want to pre-book. That's fine if you're able to come down. So again, I think that's me in a nutshell. Have I missed anything, Amy?
No, I think that's all the things. So yeah, you can watch all of these past live streams on my Activation Amy YouTube account. If you've watched on there, please give us a little heart in the comments. It does really help with the algorithm and stuff like that, because I'm really working on creating a shitload of free content for YouTube as well, because honestly I absolutely love YouTube. It's like it has changed my life. So I'm really wanting to give back to the platform and the people on there. So there's going to be absolutely loads coming up. I'm starting to create content as well on having your own spiritual business and manifesting that, and what that takes, all of that. I am going to start doing my own live streams with just me on a Thursday night at 5, which is going to be about manifesting a spiritual business. So if you want to come on and ask me questions and things like that, that is an opportunity for you to receive, you know, some free advice and stuff on there as well. Okay, so I'm sending you all lots of love, and reach out to me if you've got any questions about anything that we've just talked about.
Yeah, anything you'd also like us to discuss, if there's an aspect, spiritual aspect, where we can bring in the angels, or you need clarity on, fire your questions at us. We're always prepared, aren't we? Make them hard. We'll sure we'll answer them.
Yeah.
Give us a challenge.
Okay, so Sarah said I'm going on the 9th.
Oh,
Claire, see you there.
Okay, Sarah, we'll see you there.
She'll see you there. Okay, have all the fun. Sending you lots of love. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye-bye.